attest that we are almost at the climax level when it comes to the succession dispute in ZANU-PF. It has dragged for too long, and it may take, length time before we get a clear picture on who is emerging between Mnangagwa and retired General Chiwenga. Of course, when you look at it, physically, Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa is seemingly having an upper hand, but it's not clear as to whether he will. There have been a lot of surprises. Of course, it's working very hard to counter those surprises, particularly from the faction of retired General Chiwenga, which has been keeping Zimbabweans guessing by the way. But they have pulled a shocker just before the parliamentary proceedings started on Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. Let me greet you and welcome you to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please don't forget to press the subscribe button so that when we come through, you become the very first one to watch us. As always, I think retired Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke Mapranga has kept us updated up to this period, giving Zimbabweans hope we are almost close to the climax. Will Mnangagwa have it, or will Chiwenga have it? According to retired Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke Mapranga, he is of the opinion that Chiwenga victory is certain. Sons and daughters of the time has come. The people of Zimbabwe will celebrate this coming victory more joyfully than we did on that glorious day of independence in 1980, because this victory will not just be against colonial bondage, it will be against internal bondage of greed, betrayal, and cartel capture that has enslaved our nation once again. Mnangagwa and his Zikananda cartel group, led by the likes of Gudawashe Takwirei and their enablers, are finished. How can a sitting president oversee? How can a sitting president oversee the bribery of members of parliament with 31 million US dollars of public money just to cling to power and amend the constitution for his own benefit? $50,000 per MP to sell our democracy. This is not leadership. This is outright capture. On top of that, Mnangagwa blessed the wedding of the son of criminal business Takwirei, where they raised and flaunted 23 million in gifts and cash money that could have built hospitals, stocked pharmacies, or fed the hungry across our land. While our people suffer in poverty, these Zikanandas throw millions around like confetti at lavish parties. This is an insult to every war veteran, every teacher, every nurse, and every struggling family in Zimbabwe. We are going to stop this madness. Mnangagwa must remember history. Mobutu Sese Seko tried his path in Zaire, looting the nation while building palaces at his own, as his own people starved. Idi Dada tried the same path in Uganda, surrounding himself with psychopaths and plunging the country into ruin. Both paths ended in tears, disgrace, and exile. The same fate awaits those who think they can turn Zimbabwe into their personal fiefdom. We, the true sons of the liberation struggle, stand with the Constitution and with the people, not with individuals, not with cartels, The struggle continues. Aluta continua. The victory of the people is certain. Zimbabwe will be free again. Here is the piece as retired Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke Mapranga. I will keep the historical warnings and the constitutional argument strong. I have studied military history my entire adult life. I have read about leaders who confused the loyalty of those around them with the loyalty of their people. I have read about men who mistook fear for love. I have read about governments that believed that enough money, enough security deployments, enough constitutional manipulation could permanently insulate power from accountability. They were all wrong. Mobutu Sese Seko ruled Zaire for 32 years. He renamed the country, he renamed the river, he renamed himself. He built a patronage network that consumed an entire nation's wealth. He deployed security forces, he amended laws, he neutralized opponents, he died in exile. His regime collapsed within weeks of serious pressure. Idi Amin Dada terrorized Uganda with absolute certainty that he was untouchable. He expelled communities, he eliminated opponents, he celebrated while his people suffered. He too died in exile, disgraced, forgotten by those who once feared him. Mnangagwa is at that destination, but the road he is currently walking leads there. It says Mnangagwa is at that destination. I think I was trying maybe to, he's not yet at that destination, but the road is currently walking leads there. And I say this not with hatred. I say it with the sorrow of a man who has given his life to this country and does not wish to watch any of its leaders arrive at that destination. There is still time to turn back, withdraw Constitutional Amendment Bill 3, return to the Constitution, let the people choose, let the succession happen as the law intended, and write a different ending to your chapter in Zimbabwe's story. Kumagumo Gunenyaya. That is retired Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke Mapranga, a soldier for the people and the Constitution. You know, I can read Shona very fluently. You would think that I sat at a class and I was actually taught. Retired General Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke Mapranga account underscoring that victory is certain, but still giving some time to Mnangagwa. Saying there is still time before things could get out of control for him to withdraw the illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. But is this information now, are the ears of Mnangagwa even open at this moment? I don't think so. Looking at the certainty that his supporters, as well as the members of parliament who are in that parliament of Zimbabwe, are actually acting in spite of numerous cases that have been opened against them, you can tell that they are reflecting, in fact, the attitude as well as the spirit of Emerson Mnangagwa at this moment. He's not hearing all these warnings that the road that is currently at the moment leads to a very, very terrific end. You know, he will end like Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Of course, he was not chased away in his own country, but he couldn't live in Zimbabwe. He had to die in another country, very lonely, very angry, very tired. At least the military protected him. They did not subject him to judicial scrutiny. But I wonder what will become of the fate of Emerson Mnangagwa, taking into consideration that In fact, the issue of succession started being discussed a long time ago. Retired military generals have tried several times to make sense with him. The war veterans have tried to persuade him. I understand also regional leaders have tried to show him that the path that he is taking could destabilize not only Zimbabwe but also the region as well. But to Mnangagwa, that cannot be comprehended at him at this moment. He's drunk with power. He feels he's a superman. He feels he's a god of Zimbabwe. But unfortunately, from the look of things, the military has vowed, and I say the military because when you hear Knox Chivero speaking, when you hear retired generals speaking, and when you hear Mchena speaking, the language is almost the same. These are senior war veterans, as well as also some who have been in active military service. And don't ever think these are individuals who can speak without a strategy. There is definitely a strategy. It is unknown to Mnangagwa. Most probably it may be belittled by Emerson Mnangagwa. Robert Gabriel Mugabe did not see them coming, but they surely came. And also those who were supporting him, they did not see them coming, but they eventually made the decision to come after them. And guess what? I think for the very first time, Professor Jonathan Moyo learned to hike using a motorbike. It is close to especially Uganda's billionaires, especially who will manage to escape to find themselves. And individuals like Wicknell Chifa, that's why they are busy making noise outside. I think they are sensing somehow that the situation could turn at any moment. Terrific. So another retired general underscoring what has been underscored by Mchena, saying the same message that has been put across by Knox Chivero, saying the same message that has been put across, but indirectly so, by retired General Chiwenga. The Zimbabwe is in the brink of succession. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancubo Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love